Yosef, do you want to just like summarize? I know it's hard to summarize a whole entire study, but do you want to just summarize for the listeners who haven't read it? Do you mind just like summarizing it and just like bringing it, just like a little concentrated, a little snippet, a sprinkle?
Sure, I'll give you my 30-second version, or try to even for sure.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we got about 4,000 Orthodox Jews to fill out information about themselves, but even more, and more importantly, their family members. So their siblings, their children, as to if they got married, what their ages were, when they got married, and so on. And we ended up through that collecting information about 11,000 Orthodox Jews as to when, if they got married and when they got married and their current age. We then actually select, for the most important analysis, selected out, removed all the people who filled it out themselves from our database because we wanted to make sure we're getting a representative, unbiased sample. And we were people filled it out maybe are unusual because why are they filling it out? Maybe they care about it for some reason more because they're not married, or yes. So we ended up only focusing on their family members to get a better version of the numbers. So we ended up with something like, for different communities, different amounts, it's something like 9,000 people that we had that we used in our analysis, which is pretty large. And using that, we figured out at which age, the average age of marriages, at different ages, what the percent are married are. And we broke it down by 4 groups. We asked everybody, are you Yeshiva Orthodox, Hasidish, Modern Orthodox, Chabad, or not Orthodox? And then we divided it up by these 4 different groups, Yeshiva Orthodox, Modern Orthodox, Hasidish, or Chabad. And our main, though, focused on, because just the amount of information we had, was on Yeshiva Orthodox and Modern Orthodox, because we had the most information about those people. It was most reliable.
Yeah.
Right. I also noticed that you said in the article that one of the barriers was actually access to the internet for some people as well. So I didn't even think of that, but I was like, yeah, I mean, how could they fill out a survey if they see it like you said it was like it was coming up on emails and like you guys would try to get it like on the internet. So I can understand how that was like a little bit of a barrier for certain communities.
Yeah, definitely. That's one of the reasons that I focused also on siblings and children, because I figured at least one person in their family probably has internet. A lot of like WhatsApp groups were centered around seminary girls was one of our big way that people were centered around all the WhatsApp groups of seminaries. We figured out about their families, and even if I don't know, their brother who's in BMG doesn't have a cell phone with internet, their sister often does.
Yeah.
Right.
One thing I really like what you did, you call it Yeshiva Orthodox, not Yeshivish, because, and you do write it in the article, and I totally agree with it, is that I remember being in Yeshiva myself in Skokie, and we had one, Skokie is not a Yeshivish place, but you have a mix of everyone. The most Yeshivish guy who came from real hardcore yeshivas did not consider himself Yeshivish. Meanwhile, white shirt, black pants, sits his out. I mean, as Yeshivish as it gets. He did not consider himself Yeshivish. So I like the fact you did Yeshiva Orthodox, and you mentioned that not one person was confused by that.
Yeah, it was challenging trying to get over the right word, because what do you call that community?
Sure.
And yeah, people are yeshivish, but really people in the community don't think of themselves as yeshivish usually. That's what I realized. So people don't want to put themselves in the yeshivish box. I'm not yeshivish, that guy's yeshivish.
Yeah.
So that's why I came up with this kind of hopefully neutral term, Yeshiva Orthodox. So.
It's brilliant. I love it.
Right.
It's brilliant.
Would you say though that would you ever do, trying to compile my question, would you ever do another study though just based off of one type of community in the Shidduch or Jewish dating? Because having the 4, I feel like broadened your statistics. Would you ever like zone in on one specific community, like Modern Orthodox as like one study, like Yeshivish Orthodox as another study?
Yeah, that's definitely worthwhile doing. It's a little harder to, I mean, you could collect data primarily focusing on a single community. My hope was always to do a follow-up study that moved from figuring out like what the problem is, which is I thought of the first study, like what actually is going on, to figuring out more like why are specific individuals having a harder time getting married than others. And when I was going to do that, I was going to focus more on a specific community, because each community probably has their own variables, their own stuff going on. That one hasn't
Mhm.
happened yet. Hopefully someday. But
Right.
yes, that would be a great idea.
And if you do
Okay.
that, we'd love to be involved somehow. So please give me a call.
We'll do. Sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Sarah and Max just trying to, take down some information. Hopefully, Max, we wouldn't like ruin it. I know
No,
between
definitely
me and
not.
you, we would probably ruin his study. Oh my gosh.
No, we only enhance.